Hello, thank you for joining. Today we will take a look how we can diagnose errors, warnings, how we can find the highest runtime query, and this section will be first of monitoring and troubleshooting MySQL. Alright, let's open dev.mysql.com. Let's choose our version. You can find all your version. I will use version 8.0, and I will copy show warning statements. So show warning errors is a diagnostic statement that is similar to show warnings. We will later check show warnings after show errors. Set display information only for errors. Let's make sure that this works as expected. For example, I gonna use some select statement, and I want to use some incorrect statement like select 1 2 3 and let's execute. So we just select 1 2 3 4. Select statement works, but if we change select, for example select error, and we can see select error 134 through error because the syntax doesn't correspond to my MySQL server version. So if I run show errors, we will see these errors again. So as you can see, we get this error. So this is how we can check level error logs, code, and these query strings, which will help to identify many errors problem. Alright, let's jump to the next statements. What I want you to show today, this will be show warnings. So show warning is a diagnostic statement like error warnings, which is display information about conditions, error warning and notes. So warnings are generated for DML statements such as insert and update and load data, as well for DDL statement like create table and alter table. So that's how we can find errors when we create tables. Let's scroll a bit down, and we can find some really interesting example how we can through warnings errors. Let's copy this. Let's back to MySQL. I'm going to use this statement, but I'm gonna use T2 because I already have T1 table. Let's execute it. Oh yes, I will use demo, and let's back to this table. I will use demo database. So let's execute it, show tables, and we can see we have the first table in this database, which is T1. Alright, so we have table without any information. Let's just double check T1. So select, oh yes, sorry, I will use from, and we can see that empty set. There are no any data inside this table. Let's insert a first data into this table, but you can see this insert command gonna throw errors because it's not equals to column where we created table. So let's execute. I will change T1 to T2 because we create T2 table, and you can see data too long for column B, which is 300s. And let's check warnings, and you can see we get this message: data too long for column B at the row 1, and we get a result. So this is how we can identify and troubleshoot many column problems with your MySQL. And the last statement what I want to show you, it will be statement with runtime in 95% and title. This statement is a kind of view from SYS database, you know. So you should check SYS database, because inside SYS schema you can find many interesting statements which helps to database administrator and developers interpret data, collect the performance schema. SYS schema object can be used for typical tuning and diagnosis use case, as I said before. So you can get information from schema, and for example I will use this one for optimizing and reducing your latency. So let me quickly show this query. So I'm gonna back to my SQL, and I'm gonna use select sleep, for example, 6 seconds. Let's wait for. Meantime, we're waiting. This I want to quick recap on this statement. These statements show the highest average runtime. So from this query, when I use this query, I will get result the longest query what I had. And right now I have the longest query, which is select sleep 6 seconds. Just let me copy this query. Not this one. This one we already executed. I'm just copy. So yeah, I just copy it, and you can see we get result select sleep and 6 seconds. So let me try one more time. For example, now we will use 8, and you will see in these views SYS statement is runtime. We will see total latency, max latency, average latency, and many other interesting columns. Let's back to previous command, and you can see we have sleep commands, which is what we have. We have 8, and now we have max latency 8 seconds, total latency, average latency, and send row. So I strongly recommend use this query for optimizing your query, because it can reduce latency and optimize your performance. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you for joining. See you on the next videos.